Today's podcast is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. If your property gets damaged by a storm, it's nice to know there's a Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance agent in your hometown who's committed to making things right. Rain or shine, you can count on the great coverage and personal service you expect from Kentucky's insurance company. To request a free quote, find your local KFB insurance agent at mykfbagent.com. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment. Welcome to Down the Backroads. I'm Tim Thornberry, editor of the Kentucky Farm Bureau News. Oh, that younger generation. I don't believe there's ever been a group of older folks such as myself who didn't complain about the younger generation following them. And yes, I have done that on occasion. However, I was young at one point in my life, believe it or not, and truly believe the generation before me, including my own sweet parents, had reservations about us kids and how we would turn out as adults and what damage we might do to the world we live in. With that said, I was fortunate enough to have been raised by parents that instilled a work ethic in me, taught me right from wrong, and never failed to tell me they loved me or were proud of me, even at times when they could have easily not been very proud. I certainly wasn't perfect, and neither are the younger generations making their way into a very difficult grown-up world we live in today. Whenever I feel aggravated for whatever reason at one of these Generation Zs or Generation Alphas as they are known, I think back to my days as a teenager. I'm sure I did my share of things that led to aggravation by my elders. Several years ago, I happened to be having lunch at a restaurant where a large group of my high school teachers had gathered for a retirement event. As I left, I passed their table and several spoke up to say hello. I took that opportunity to thank them for their efforts and to collectively apologize for any mischief I may have caused them during my school career. Luckily, they laughed and said I wasn't that bad. I wasn't sure how to take that, but I did feel a sense of relief in my confession to them. More recently, I had the opportunity to visit with or hear from several young people who have been the subject of interviews for a magazine story or a Farm Bureau connection during our recent annual meeting. And I have to say, I don't believe I've ever met a more dynamic, well-spoken, and generally pleasant group of young people. With the exception of my own children, of course. You know, they read this column. With each encounter, I walked away feeling such a sense of comfort, knowing what great leaders these kids will become one of these days. I can assure you that the future will be bright with such well-rounded young people looking to take the world by storm as they grow. While not all of those that make up these younger generations will be as dynamic, the potential is there for all of them. Perhaps if we show them a little grace when one messes up a fast food order, or offer some mentorship for those still searching a path forward. After all, even some of us older folks are still searching for a path as we travel down the back roads.